Okay, so in the last video, we created our three-player characters. In this video, we're going to create our main menu and our character selection screen. So I'm going to right-click in here, and I'm going to go to UI, and I'm going to create a button. Well, let's just make it empty canvas. Now, the thing with this canvas is if I go in here and I add let's say a panel, and this panel is, let's go ahead and hit F on this canvas. You can also just double click it and it'll zoom in and out to frame our canvas. This panel is going to serve as the kind of like a holder for where our main menu is, so I'm going to type in main menu here. This is where you're going to put your credits button, your start game button, all that stuff. So I'm going to right click here, go to UI, and I'm going to add a new button. Now, go ahead and feel free to create some really cool new art on this, So let's hit the start button for the background here under image. I've covered that in previous tutorials. But under start button here, this is really just the container, and then you could change out the image background. So let's say, for example, we also wanted to highlight color as I scroll over. We want the game to have maybe a greenish, very light, maybe blue. Blue's a little bit more pleasing look. So when I press play and I scroll over this, you could see it's a light blue, just indicating that it's selected. In here, I want to make my button a little bit bigger, so I'm going to hit T, or you can click over here to bring my rectangle tool. And I'm just holding Shift, or let's do Alt and Shift. And what that does is, as you're moving, it locks the size, and then you can grab your text. Because right now, I only really just want let's just do size 60 here. Just want to have a start button to start my game. And then once I'm done clicking on the start button or the main menu panel, I'm going to have it just go ahead and open up my character selection screen, which is those three characters. So here under text here, I'm just going to just have it say start game. And let's put a space in there. And then let's copy this text. And then up top here, where it says start button, or text rather, let's just do start game text, just so everything is clear. All right, so here's my main menu. I can turn that on and off. And actually, I don't like that panel background, so I'm going to click on color here and just take my alpha all the way down. Let's right click on canvas here, and I'm going to go to UI, and I'm going to create another panel here. And this panel is just going to be character selection screen. And with this one, I'm going to go ahead and right click and go to UI and create 3 buttons. I don't want you to duplicate the 3 buttons, and the reason for that is sometimes with Unity, if you just duplicate each one, what tends to happen, and what I mean by duplicating is hitting Control D, is it'll screw up the sort order, and when we actually click on these buttons later, it might load in the wrong character. I know that sounds insane, but just bear with me for now. So actually, let's hide our main menu here. So I went ahead and I created these 3 buttons, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit W or select your move tool here, and I'm just going to space them out like this. So here's button 1, here's button 2, and then button 3 is going to go here. This is going to represent our 3 characters. So under button 1 here, I'm going to go ahead and grab Sally and just trap her in as a source image, and then I'm going to rename this to Sally button. So Sally button. And then this button is going to be Theo. So this will be Theo button. And then this button here. And then let's make sure we grab Theo and drop him in. We want to grab the Theo art that we created earlier. And then under this button here, we're going to name this TJ button. And do not worry that they look squished. We're going to fix that right now. So here is TJ. There we go, TJ button. So I'm going to hold Shift and select each one of these 3, and I'm going to hit T for transform, and I'm just going to scale them up something like this. Now the same thing here is I'm going to, I think there's a way if I hit Control, or I used to know this trick where you hit it and it just expands all of these little branches underneath. But I'm going to select all 3 of the text pieces here, and I'm going to grab my Move tool. I'm just going to move them below. Something else we might want to do is hit T and just make sure this transform, that it's set more on just the text. It's not going to hurt anything if we don't, but just for now. And then each one of these, really, I'm just going to grab the word, and I might pause the video so I don't bore you, or you could speed it up at double speed, but just change the text to Sally, And then because they're all using the same material, it'll update with some of the features here. And maybe I'll just make this white. And then this, remember our CSS here has a panel background. You can kind of like darken that a little bit. I tend to go with like grays. And it's offsetting with the blue of the camera. So I'm totally okay with that. So there's Sally. And in all honesty, you could duplicate the text. That's not going to hurt anything. And I guess I'll do that. So I'm going to hit Control C here. I'll delete this text. And then I'll paste it here and just move it over. And let's change this to Theo. All right, so then let's go ahead and grab our Theo text here. I'm going to copy that, delete the text out from underneath here, and then paste that. And this is going to be TJ. And I'm going to move TJ over here. Something else we might want to do with each one of these buttons, let's kind of shrink these down a little bit. Also, let's make sure this text is underneath them, just so they travel with it. But if I go to my Sally here, maybe I want it to be a lighter shade. Oh, no, I don't want that to be shade, but I'm sorry, but the highlight color here, I'm going to go with a little bit in the middle here, just so that it has, when we highlight over them, we know what we're selecting. So here's the Theo button, and let's scroll down here to highlight color, and let's just kind of move maybe a little bit into this navy area. And we'll do like big jumps. We'll make this guy TJ like green or something. Place it here. And then go a little bit in the green. Oops, I don't know why I keep doing that. Highlighted color here. And let's go to green, and then just so we got something. So now when I press play, you can see that it switches colors. I might even go yellow here. I don't know if that matches the background too much, but that's all polished stuff. So I'm going to hit Control S to save this. And let's take a look at, let's see, we got our main menu here, and then we've got our character selection screen here. And that looks pretty good. What we'll start doing in the next video is, you know what, let's go ahead and let's do some scripting. What the heck? I was gonna kind of space it out where you don't, but it might be kind of fun where we at least create the script where when we click our main menu button here, it'll fire up our CSS button. And you know what, we'll leave it to the next video.